So this is part 2 of our section about how to modify the Aspose words to use in the XIF for OutSystems. If you remember, we stopped the previous recording right at the point where we verified our code here, and we have not uploaded it yet to the server. So we're going to pick up right at that point. So our next thing that we would want to do is build the project, build the solution, which saves everything that we've done. Any changes that are made are now going to be available to us in our integration studio session. So build succeeded, we're good. We actually haven't added anything, but that's okay. So now we're going to go ahead and one step publish. Okay, and now we're going to go in and update our add-on dependency, and you'll see that our new function will become available here. So there's our planning Gantt view. We're going to check there and say OK. And here we are. Again, we have the license file going to it, project data going to it, milestone data going to it, file going to it, result file, result, and result message being returned. Okay, in order to use this, we have to actually update one of our resources because we need to send that template file back to it. And just to let you see, this is what the template file looks like. So they've already set up a template. We have a legend, so we have a couple of things that we want sent up that are used in this routine. We saw that in our VB code, which I can refresh your memory a little bit here. If we were running the actual sub generate report, you can see it's loading this milestones.xls as the template. We have one more other thing that we need to upload, which is going to be to our images. And we may have to add this as a parameter, which if we have to go back and change that, I probably won't do that in a recording because you'd be able to figure it out from what we've done here. Okay, so we're going to upload as a resource our milestones.xls to the correct directory. And I think that's done here. Yes, it's done here in resources. And it's going to go into our planning templates. Oh, it's already there. So it's already been placed there. Remember, when you upload a resource, you're going to want to use target directory where you want it to be and deploy to target directory so it goes in the right directory and you know where it is. We also need to make sure that we've added that as a template path so that we can get it. And we don't have it as a template path. Actually, it's going to be very close to this one, but it's not exactly the same. So we're going to add a record here, and we're going to call it milestones XLS. Now this is just what the static entity is called. It's not the actual file name. Okay. When we look over here, our top option is going to be number 2. We're going to change it to, we're going to copy this and put it in as our path right here. Change this to milestones.xls. And our top option is number 2, just like our other one. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and start filling in the information that we need to send to this function. And it's going to be a lot like our planning overview or our project reports, which are in this phase review. Okay. So if I look at the action that happens here for generate planning report, as I said, it's very similar to it. And I'm actually going to just want to copy this and make it, all the elements of it, and make it part of the preparation into this planning Gantt view, because there's no other options that are displayed to the user. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of this, since it does all the same thing. We're going to put it in the planning Gantt view. Now what I've done here is I've already said an if statement at the start of this preparation, where if they don't have a project selected, I'm not going to let them do anything. Okay, so we'll move that out of the way. Move this here. And there. So we have get the template paths planning, but I'm going to call it planning Gantt instead, so I know what I'm doing. Oops. Just verify what we called this. We called it, I'm going to change that plan. I'm going to make it all the same to keep it consistent. Okay. So I'm going to change my filter on this aggregate. Call it that instead, so I get the right value back. And so I need to copy a few more things from the preparation of this one. Because we have to make sure to get all the information before we get into there. Okay, so now we need some of the we need these variables, so it's just easier to copy them and put them over here. Okay. So we're copying these other variable names also, so we can just reuse them. Okay, so now all our errors went away. So what this is doing, I'm just going to step it through. We got the project, we got the URL, okay, we assigned our URL path and how it figures out where the path is. We got the template path. We assigned the actual document path. Then we use a run server action to get the binary, and it pass it the template file name. We get the project and analysis. I don't think we need that in this case, but we'll just make sure, because we only need the course number and we don't need the rest of it. So let's see. We're going to delete this assignment. We don't need the audience. hopefully you guys can fast forward through this section, because it's kind of boring watching somebody program. Okay, and we're going to set the project report data course number, and we have to find where that is. And like I said, I don't think we use this. I think we're only going to be using the projects. I'm going to delete that. We don't need to use the memory up. I got it twice. And this one's going to be well, I'm going to use the old course number because I'm not sure where that data comes from, but we'll just use that for now. Okay, so that sets our data in that we need to pass. Now this is the getting the milestones, and it sets all the values in the loop through the milestones here. And we're going to change this action to be the Gantt view. Okay. And it looks like I forgot a variable in there. No, we don't need that in this case because it's always going to be XLS. That's why. Okay. All right, so that is how we get the data to it, to our subroutine or our function in our XIF file, and figure everything out and pass it to it. So you can drill into this more in detail by looking in our project and see the project Gantt view preparation for the exact steps to pass it in. Okay, again, we know that it's not going to do anything because we haven't set any values into our C# code. I'm going to do that coding offline, and then we can just review it online. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Bye.